What to do when your tax base flees your city? If you're the left-wing lurch, you promise to tax whoever stays more.
You really want to change things in this city? Then everyone better change a lot of the way we live more foundationally. If you just talk about it and feel self-satisfied, God bless you. That's not actually going to change things. What changes things is redistribution of wealth. Tax the wealthy at a much higher level. And I just feel like this is a lot of cocktail party comfort going on rather than people honestly dealing with this issue. Help me tax the wealthy. Help me redistribute wealth. Help me build affordable housing in white communities if you want desegregation.
This is what happens when you elect a commie who can't do math. Not only do they spread deadly beliefs, they can't even pay for them. It's the downward spiral of leftism, dragging everyone down with it. And here's how it's done. 1, take over a city that was kicking butt thanks to Republicans. 2, reverse policies that created the success and enact those that foster disaster. 3, funnel the money to pet projects instead of improving quality of life. 4, very important, vilify police, which drives early retirements way up and recruitment way down. 5, drive out investment due to uncertainty, fear, and regulation. 6, when people leave, tax who's ever dumb enough to still be here, me. Watch the tax base evaporate. Bonus points, do this during a pandemic. So, I gotta ask, why are we still here? I don't understand it. When city leaders can't protect us as stores are looted and burned, and then they deny reality afterwards. I did a 1-minute search, thousands of articles with statistics showing sharp, persistent increases in violent crime. But in NYC alone, murders up 34%, shootings 87%, burglaries 43%, and people are home. I could cite specifics: children shot dead, madmen attacking people with bricks and spears, and attempted daytime rape in a safe subway spot. I could go on, but who's listening? Not the Dems or their mouthpieces who mocked this misery.
Democratic cities are in chaos right now. Is this what you want from Joe Biden? And they're going to take your country away, and they're taking down the statues. And
crime is rising as they defund police.
Oh, my gosh, it's so bad. And they get defunding police. It's like...
Now, 6 weeks later, how their tune has changed.
I think Democrats are ignoring this problem or hoping that it will go away. Joe Biden may be afraid to do it. I'm not sure. Maybe he won't. Maybe he is. He's got to address it. What's happening now is happening under Donald Trump's watch. The rioting has to stop. Chris, as you know and I know, it's showing up in the polling. It's showing up in focus groups. It is the only thing right now that is sticking.
Wow, that's amnesia. My, how things change, though, when it impacts them politically, which is why the only way to make them care is to call them out, then throw the politicians out, or leave for saner parts. Tennessee, Idaho, Wyoming. Just don't bring your left-wing BS with you. Part of America still needs to function. So, Emily, it's as if Mayor de Blasio is inventing new ways to be the worst mayor ever. It's like he thinks, no, if I'm going to go out in a blast, I'm going to make myself really look awful.
Right. Like he's running out of ideas. I will say that the fiscal rot in New York City runs deep. We know that that city sees residents' income as its own income. And the city itself has an income tax, right, in addition to the state, from which they collect over $11 billion. And every dollar of that goes toward covering the about 80,000 city employees' payroll. Every dollar of that. And don't forget about the Open the Books expose, where we all learned that the city spends over $2 billion a year on overtime. So that city is a rotting cesspool, and we don't need that ridiculous mayor to continue to show us. I'll say one word really quickly on the moving element, though, because I already moved from California, and it breaks my heart to see that state continue to crumble. If you're given the choice or an opportunity to actually exercise sovereignty and a choice over your tax dollars and how they're spent, or the health of your community, like investing in law enforcement and safety and free speech and property and all of those things we hold dear, damn right you're going to exercise it, and absolutely I would move.
Yeah. Dan, you are from New York. Is it ever going to come back? Are you an optimist or pessimist?
Nah, I'm a pessimist always. Sorry. I just don't have any faith in humanity left at all. I love you guys, though, and ladies, you're great. Having said that, well, here's why, though, Greg. I actually have a reason for this. You know, liberals are just immune to facts. It's like at an early age, they get like a vaccine, and facts just can't penetrate or something, right? It's not like we haven't tried economic redistribution of millionaires tax before. I took a few notes. France tried it. Remember that? 75% tax. Yeah, 10,000 people fled the country one year, 12,000 next. My home state of Maryland, where I used to live, tried that too. The millionaires tax cost the state. Cost for liberals. That means they lost money. $1.7 billion, 31,000 people left. We've tried this stuff. But what's particularly infuriating about this, and this is my message to the Republican Party and to everyone else, I don't owe you squat. Okay? So the liberals out there, let me just be crystal clear, and I wish a party candidate would get up and say this. I don't owe you a damn thing. I owe you to pay for the constitutional role of government because I live here too. But I don't owe you squat. I don't owe you my money. You're not entitled to my money. If you are an able-bodied human being with 2 legs, functioning organs, and a body, get off your caboose, remove your rump from the chair, and go to work. Get a job. I don't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. And I just wish the Republican Party would stand up against this stupid redistribution argument and say, we're not helping here. People need to work. That's what makes them better off.
Well, I will say this. I'm glad that book, Overcoming Shyness, that I lent you has really worked.
Yes, it worked really well. That was a big problem.
Yes. Hey, so Juan, can't progressives and socialists admit that for them to indulge their dreams, they need capitalists? And if you keep driving capitalists out, you're going to run out of the money. There's a dog barking.
Sorry. First time in the whole pandemic. First time in the whole pandemic.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to share time with Jasper, Dana. I'm a Jasper fan. But Greg, I think differently about this than you and Dan, because I think populists on the left and the right think that these big companies at Wall Street really took advantage of the little guy, especially after 2009. And that, you know, too big to fail, and these companies and executives getting these exorbitant golden parachutes and the like, that it's not fair to the average working American who saw their salaries, stagnate. So that's one argument. But let me just say much more broadly about New York City. You know, I'm from New York. I love New York. And I think anybody who says, oh, New York is going down the tubes, I'll take that bet. I take that bet now. And people took that bet in the 70s when said, oh, there's economic problems in New York. Remember Ford to New York City dropped dead? Then after 9/11, people said, oh, New York's never coming back. You know what? It's like betting against the stock market. The stock market may have a dip, but long term, the stock market goes up, and New York is going to go up again.
It's because it's not run by liberals.
Well,
right, Dana, I thought Giuliani. I was going to say that I credit Juan for complimenting Giuliani.
Right. No, if Pataki and Giuliani want to return,
I'm a New York guy.
That might be something that those two wanted to get to return, but I think you have to look to the next generation that would come in and try to figure out a way to do it right. I do want to tell you this, though. I don't know if New York will try this, but listen to something that California is floating. They have so many people leaving that what they've decided to do is to go back and tax previous earnings. So previous earnings and your accumulated wealth from before you left. So this truly is Hotel California. You can check in, but now apparently you can't leave even if you have a U-Haul.
Yes. I think you need to re-record that Eagles classic, Dana, and incorporate the facts you just mentioned.